Did you see me between the two cutscenes there? Yeah. How you doing? Sorry, I'm like 15 minutes, 20 minutes late. I was actually editing the Dynasty Crossroads YouTube video. Spit it out. Turns out you can get lost in an editing studio. Like I keep deleting or editing things up front and then realizing forgetting that it changes everything else I've already done towards the back. And yeah, it's a bit of a thing. Hey buddy, how you doing? Don't I follow you? Yep. It was a good evening. Well, it was a little lonely. My family's away for a few days. That's why. And I spent the evening with some wild turkey and the Ballad of Ricky Bobby and Twitter, which I'm really glad I decided not to record my podcast last night and instead I did it this morning. Put it that way. It was fun. Hey, Connor, what's up? So what's new? Is there anything happening? Kind of a news dead zone, right? Not a lot going on. Wow. Yeah, I guess I should update my projections for Darrel Henderon. I haven't even thought of doing that yet. So we can talk about Darrel Henderon and Cam Akers. Seems to be the subject of choice. Also, I'm on the clock apparently in like 3 different drafts in Underdog, and I got to update my projections. Yeah, that seems to be the subject of the moment, isn't it? I just did a podcast and I'm editing a podcast on YouTube about it, but yeah, if I can sell Darrel Henderon for a first, pretty much any point, do it. I've got Zach Reed in my mentions telling me I'm a little too pessimistic about the potential of doing that right now. Like if you add a third or some kind of depth wide receiver to Darrel Henderon, you can probably get a first right now. And I'm not great at trading, so maybe he's right, but my value line probably wouldn't move. I think Henderson's good and he's going to be productive this year, but not like Cam Akers could have been. And my value line's at a first. I think that covers all bases, right? Oh, sorry, buddy. Which one? I'm up in apparently 3. Here we go. I got this one. Let's see. Where's my team? I hate this. This platform was not meant to be used on a PC. Let's just say that. It's better on your phone. But let's see. On this team, I'm drafting 4th overall. Looks like it's coming to the end of the draft. I've got Derrick Henry, Calvin Ridley, DK, Cup, Will Fuller. I slipped on that. Who's my quarterback? I so far only have one. That's Matthew Stafford. I've drafted Logan Thomas and TJ Hawkinson at tight end. That's an unusual combination for me, but fine. Melvin Gordon at running back, James Robinson at running back, Josh Jacobs, Derrick Henry. I kind of need running backs and a quarterback. Let's see if Tua is available just to do this one quickly. And he is. I really like Matt Ryan at this value, and I'm not like overly keen on stacking, but I kind of love the Tua and Will Fuller stack. I don't get that one often. So yeah, let's do that. Next team. On the clock right here, apparently. Current draft on this one. Where was I drafting from? The number 2 spot. I got Saquon Barkley, George Kittle. I don't get a lot of Kittle, so it made sense to me at the end of the second. Michael Thomas, because if he's in the 3rd round, I'm drafting him. Lamar Jackson, because I thought at this point, if I'm taking like wide receiver 1, running back 1, tight end 1, I may as well shoot for a quarterback 1 just to round it out. Julio Jones and Juju Smith-Schuster. I don't draft a lot of Julio Jones, it feels like, so an unusual one for me. Chase Edmonds, because really running out of running backs down here, and I'm on the clock right there. Okay, so don't need to see that. Thank you. Who we got left? Marcus Brown is on. I'm interested in Marcus Brown and Jarvis Landry as the 2 next wide receivers available. Noah Fant, Logan Thomas, interested in both. Unless it gets close to Evan Ingram, I don't like. I'm just defaulting to Evan Ingram unless and I've already drafted Kittle on this team, right? Yeah. Yeah, I'm good. Running back starting to get low. I don't have a lot of Michael Carter, and I'm told by smart people I should do that. So I'll consider him. Quarterbacks, no, not right now. All right. Really like Marcus Brown's upside. Jarvis Landry is a nice solid floor pick, but we've got plenty of those. I guess it's not a particularly zero RB team, although zero RB themed as most of my drafts are. I think we're just gonna go grab like my first Michael Carter share, I guess. Yeah, just because someone else could be right about him. I think he's fine. I like him as a prospect. All right, there we go. Took Michael Carter on that one. Let's see. I already heard that pod pretty good. Yeah, you heard the audio version, but the video version, it's going to be so lit. I know a guy just sold Acres for a first and a third. Yeah, that's the thing. I'd probably hold Acres right now. No, wait. Yeah, I'd sell Acres right now. But I wouldn't sell him for just a first. I mean, honestly, it could come down to that being a good deal. That's the thing. His injury is such a nasty one. But I think his value should be higher than that right now. Like, literally, we were giving multiple firsts for that guy yesterday. If your league isn't doing that, then just hold him. But I think it's worth finding out if anyone in your league's still willing to give a couple firsts for, Cam Akers. I'm in like 3 with you. That's probably all the ones I'm on the clock with. Hang on, I'll get back to it. I think Akers and Henderson would do about the same. Don't see one. I don't think so. I think Akers had a much stronger ceiling. I remember that Darrel Henderon played all last year, and we saw him play the year before that. He's good. I think he could play spoiler in that he could get like a 30% opportunity score again and kind of limit like a Kareem Hunt to a Nick Chubb. But and I think he will get the volume in that offense, and volume is king at running back. But we're drafting plenty of running backs who are going to be the ones who won't necessarily be top 12 running backs. And I don't think it's James Robinson. I don't think just because the volume's available, he will get into that upper echelon. I think the team will pass more in the red zone. It'll run slightly less often, and there'll be someone else to take up. Obviously, he probably tops out at like a 55% share of the rushing offense. But again, I haven't done my projections yet, but that's where I'm at. I think he's going to be very good in season. He's going to have points. He's going to have production. I think the ceiling is just significantly lower than if Cam Akers, or the hope that we'd had for Cam Akers. But again, maybe I'm wrong. So I will sell Darrell Henderson at that value. And if everyone's already there, then I'm selling. What's my projection for Stafford right now? I haven't really updated since the news. Don't guess that matters too much to Stafford. Let's see. Let's go to the export tab, I guess. This is available on Google Sheets, but not Detroit. You see, I think Stafford, I think Detroit. What can I tell you? I have him as a 10th ranked QB overall, with Cooper Kupp entering the top 12, Wood staying more top 24. I don't know why. I can't really explain simply my hesitation on Woods this year. But yeah, I've got Stafford at top 10 QB. Okay, where else am I on the clock? I'm a best ball maniac. Yeah, that's right, baby. You see, I keep thinking I'm doing a lot of them, but all it is like I've had 10 running forever because they're all slow drafts. I keep thinking, I'm overexposed to Juju Smith-Schuster, but I haven't finished any of my drafts yet. So it's a little hard to say that. Actually, I might have even done. I am starting to really get into. I've kind of been wanting to do more redraft stuff last couple years, and best ball's fun. But you get awful close to DFS Twitter, and I'm just not interested in that life. That's the only reason I've been hesitant before. I've done a lot of 6-person and 3-person drafts before I figured out the app. I'm on the clock in 2 now. Okay, I best get to work here. Hang on. Let's see. Third pick overall, I went Barkley again because if Barkley's available in the first round, he's like the one of the two running backs I'll take. Maybe Jonathan Taylor a little bit. AJ Brown, CD Lamb, Cooper Kupp. I went wide receiver. Apparently, James Robinson. I think, yeah, that's the thing. I was talking online about James Robinson, and I got all hyped up. I was like, I've just taken him in a few drafts, not realizing that again, I haven't actually finished that many. That's probably overpaying for a red zone, dead zone running back there. Marcus Brown, I just got to draft my 2021 guy. James Robinson, Matthew Stafford, Corey Davis, Ingram, Tua. So I got Stafford and Tua again in this, and I have no other. I'm not that interested in stacking, but yeah, I've got Evan Ingram at tight end, and that's about it. Okay, well, who's available? Cole Kmet is interesting. Hooper, Zach Ertz. They all go around now. I wish they listed pick number on him. Sterling Shepard's got a decent floor. At wide receiver, I like Marcus Valdes-Scantling still, and I can't help myself, but I don't need it for this one. I got all the wide receiver upside I need at this point, I think. What's running back doing? I got Philip Lindsay, Chuba Hubbard, Giovanni Bernard. Oh, all your favorite backup second string running backs, I guess. Yeah, I'm kind of more interested in them than Carson Wentz is a one I get interested in. But anyway, I'm gonna take my guy because I'm gonna take Gio just because again I'm now realizing it feels like I've done 50 drafts, but I haven't. And so that one time I took Giovanni Bernard isn't an accurate representation of how exposed I am to him. And I love exposing myself to Giovanni Bernard. Wait. Don't tell him I said that. Where am I at? One more draft still on the clock. I picked in this. I always pick freaking early. Second pick overall. Saquon Barkley, George Kittle, Michael Thomas, Lamar Jackson, Julio, Juju Smith-Schuster, something of a theme. Oh, this is the one I just did because it's a turn. Right. I took Michael Carter. All right. Who else was left? Plenty of running backs. I'm a little thin at wide receiver for me. Evan Ingram's coming up, but I definitely have plenty of Evan Ingram. I could take James Conner as a decent bet here. Pollard's got a little more upside, which is kind of what I'm looking for. So does Chuba Hubbard. Melvin Gordon. Solid. We're a ways away from the pure handcuffs here. How about quarterback? No. Okay. So I think it's Landry. Nice. Just skip over Michael Pittman's name. I didn't even consider it, Zach. That's just for you. Yeah, I don't feel pressured at wide receiver at this point. So who's your favorite backup running back or upside running back, I guess we'll call him? James Conner, Zach Moss, Melvin Gordon. Anyone? 440 yards and 35 touchdowns-ish. I've got him around 4,800 yards. My total passing projections are going to sound high. Remember, we're projecting everyone for a second game. I'm also projecting health for entire teams, which doesn't happen. Around 29 touchdowns. Which they're rushing the ball about 1.4 times less than last year. About 31 extra receiving yards a game. That is a little high considering I'm down on Woods, but it's Tutu Atwell, man. I got to give him something. Touchdowns, 1 touchdown less a game, or half a touchdown less a game. More a game and half a rushing touchdown less a game. But again, I haven't really updated for the news. I just don't think McVay wants Darrel Henderson to get exposure that Akers would have. He was constantly rotating with Malcolm Brown last year, but Malcolm Brown had like a 25% height. in terms of the opportunity score. And yeah, I get it that he's going to share the backfield with someone, but I don't think there's anyone. I don't think he has a Darrel Henderson. And so he could easily get up to 50-60% of the opportunity score. Well, 50%. He's not going to get up to 60%. That's a different kind of level. That's all he needs. There's enough opportunity, no matter how much you cuck him with additions they're going to make, that he should be a top 24 running back. That's what he should do. Running back is volume, and as much like we're literally talking right now about how Juju Smith-Schuster is average. He's just an average player. When all those guys and girls would have nodded along after his second year with, "Oh my God, he's just phenomenal. He's just phenomenal." Most people pretend they know who's talented. I admit I do not. I think Cam Akers was more talented than Darrel Henderson. I do not know that for a fact. So I want to keep that in my range of outcomes as well. Darrel Henderson is fine. He's been fine. He's definitely not had the heights of Cam Akers. He probably is not as good as Cam Akers. But as the running back in the backfield, he can pull a top 24 running back at his hat just because of volume. Like, it's really not that much to expect from him. There are 24 of them. I know we want Zach Moss and James Conner and Tony Pollard and all these guys could, but Myles Gaskin and Mike Davis and now Darrell Henderson should. And that's not a very high projection. That's why I would mostly sell if he's going to get valued there. That's just me. That's my range of outcomes. If you have a different range of outcomes, obviously you shift everything down. But I don't think I know the difference between their talents or what effect talent has on that nearly as much. I do think McVay is less inclined to give opportunity to Henderson than Cam Akers, and that's the difference for me. Yeah, but like if Chubb got hurt, where would you take Hunt? I think that team thinks Hunt is just as good as Chubb. So they would be more likely to shift him towards that 60% opportunity share. So yeah, if Hunt got hurt, Chubb would escalate because he's already getting that. And he's definitely good enough. And again, from the marginal inclinations I can get on who is talented or not, Nick Chubb is talented. He always gets more than he should with what he's given. He ended at the top 12 over the last 2 years with a workload that should have netted him top 15 points. Like, he is consistently doing that. You don't get that clearer signal from most running backs, which is why I tend not to say I know who is the most and least talented and just focus on touches. So if Chubb goes down, Hunt probably elevates into his workload plus a little bit, in the same way that if Chubb was on the team and Hunt went down. It can be more hopeful for both of them. But I also sidestep, I think they're more talented with, I know the team does. The team loves Chubb, the team loves Hunt. And like Zariah was saying about Darrell Henderson, the team does not love Henderson. And I think a lot of running back volume is given. They can't help but give him the majority, I think, at the current state of the backfield, but they cannot focus the backfield, and therefore he'll get less opportunity than both. I think you can sidestep who is better or worse, because I definitely can't really tell, except for a few instances where there's a very clear signal with what teams have clearly told us. And the team has clearly told us something about what they think of Henderson and something what they think about Chubb and Hunt. And so that's how I sidestep it. And by the way, Chubb has been a top 12 running back the last 2 years with Hunt. So, there's no higher ceiling I can expect from Chubb. I mean, there is an outlier season where there's an injury or just co-ops more volume, or you barely get more efficient, that he jumped into that Saquon Barkley tier. Hunt would jump into that Chubb tier. That's where I'd be. Because we've never seen Chubb Hunt anywhere but Kansas City, which is kind of a different situation. Yeah, of course I am. Yeah, that's me. I'd take Hunt top 10 over Taylor, possibly Zeke. If certain players were injured, I might take him over Zeke. I'm a little wishy-washy on this guy's back to what he was. Like, I was fine with Zeke as a top 12 running back until everyone started posting his workout routines, and now it feels like protesting too much, you know? MVS, yeah, that's damn right. I better make this pick so I can get someone else back on the clock. JJ Zacharyson said Chase over Connor. That's the only thing that's making me hesitate on Connor these days. I'm gonna go ahead and tell Melvin Gordon. It's not a pick I often take. I like old guys. He's fine. Am I on the clock in any other drafts? No, I am not. Okay, so I can relax a little bit. Give me a second. All right. Peace. Yeah, John's saying the same. Everyone disagrees with me by saying things I say sometimes, you know? John Bosch says about ETN and James Robinson's situation, he can be good and still be passed up by the NFL at running back. That's just the God's honest truth right there. Until me, Pahowdy, can convince me that running backs can be on the field at the same time and earn their handoffs, which I can prove they can't do, I've never been able to prove they can do. The exception, which isn't really the exception, because I know how I resolve that outlier the fly in the ointment, is Chris Carson. Chris Carson seems to have earned his role, right? Also, Rashad Penny is just probably nowhere near as good as I thought he was. Like, that's how I resolved that issue. Like, Chris Carson didn't so much earn it as a team wanted to give it Penny, and Penny is nowhere near as good as we thought he was. It was night and day when they got him on the practice field, and not even the Seahawks, after spending a first, could push Chris Carson out the way. That's the only hope for James Robinson. If you think ETN is significantly worse than we think as a group that he is, James Robinson can maybe keep his job. And I'd be rooting for it. That's what I was saying the other day. I want James Robinson to be the guy. I want him to have value. I have him on a lot of dynasty teams at this point. I'd have to check that. I know I drafted him this offseason before they took ETN, and that was sad for me. But it's ETN. Like, I know they're talking acres of bullshit, and that's all coach speak is. That he's going to be a wide receiver. Look, there were wide receivers that will be much better playing wide receiver than Travis Etienne at that pick. And I know they messed up on Terrell and Tony, and so this was the replacement. But just stop listening to them. They are not going to tell you their game plan. They are going to obfuscate to justify their pick, because they definitely should not, despite the fact I think ETN is good. I just think, and I'm not a strategist or saying I should deserve a job in the NFL, but here's the scenario. I have a guy who can do a job. I have lots of other needs. I'm going to go take a guy who can do this guy's job. Like, that in no way is a good decision. And since then, they've probably realized on the field, hey, this guy's really good. ETN's going to get the job, but James Robinson does not look any worse next to him. And they just spent a first to replace a guy they didn't need to replace, because James Robinson is actually cheaper and under contract for long. There was no upside to drafting ETN. None. And so since then, they've been making up reasons that it was a good idea. Oh, he's going to play basically wide receiver, and James Robinson can have his job. And also, we're going to play 2 running back sets. And also, the moon's made out of cheese. No, you just fucking went and got your running back high T guy, because you're running back high T guys. And now you realize, wow, look at all these other positions we would really like to have a first round pick filling. And we don't have it, but we got 2 running backs who basically do the same job really, really well, and one's going to have to sit. Like, that's my reading of the situation. Their action was to go get ETM to replace James Robinson, and since then, they've had no good reason to explain that, because there is not. And that's the way you should play that backfield, in my opinion. Like, at best, neither of them are as valuable as they could have been. Or the upside is Travis Etienne is the guy, and he's going 2 rounds too late. And James Robinson is a sell and has been a sell before the draft for some people, but since the draft, he's a sell for me. Now, if I can, like, you have to come to me to get James Robinson because good undrafted free agents are just going to rot in my bench. I cannot bring myself in my heart to send trade offers. I'm not going to, no. I mean, Cameron Meredith died on my bench. Tyrell Williams died on my bench. You're going to have to come get him, and no one wants to come get James Robinson because, again, I think in our heart of hearts, we all know he just got replaced unjustifiably. So Travis Etienne is a guy. John is right. Now, Tim Turner the other day tweeted that, Chris Carson, and that filled me with so much joy and hope that I wanted to talk about it, at which point someone who apparently has never spent any time or reading that exact thread came in to tell me everything I just said. And I was like, I know all of that, but I love James Robinson. Is there a reason that he was so good last year that maybe he could take over? Maybe Etienne isn't good enough to take the job. I know in my heart of hearts, and I am drafting that will not happen. I just wanted to talk about maybe my favorite player from last year. Maybe he isn't dead. And so someone decided to come in and tell me research I literally helped push down the road and figure out. Thanks, dude. But yeah, outside of Chris Carson and Penny, and I think the solution there is Penny's just not he's just not good when you get him on the field next to Chris Carson, and not even coaches who drafted him with a first round pick could deny it. Having said that could happen for James Robinson, but it's only viable if you think Travis Etienne is worse than we think. And I think I have no reason to doubt Travis Etienne's profile. I think he's a very good running back. I think he can take that job, and they will give him that job. So yeah, I can love James Robinson and admit that the team just replaced him. That's the state of affairs. So John can, stop making me feel bad about it. Discord, cool thing in general chat. Okay. I had to turn it off because I was trying to listen to the video I was editing, and all I could hear was beep, 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 beep. All right, where are we at? Oh God, it's hot down here without this fan running. What if it's that simple? Would all go by year over year, and Chubb wasn't expected and didn't even get full pass catching work? No, because Kareem Hunt's there. What are we talking about here? Chubb and Cook's coaches have ties. Don't. They have ties with me. Okay, Chubb has been a top 12 running back the last 2 years with Hunt. I mean, we don't have to take him outside the top 12. I thought maybe because he's getting older and he's sharing the backfield, he would drop out of that range this offseason, and he is not. The latest ADP has him firmly inside the top 12. Let me share that shit with you. Running back 8. He's now going at the end of the first round instead of, the later first round, which is an indication we're getting more interested in youth. At the running back position, obviously Cam Akers is going to leave now. And Chubb is being drafted just before Elliott, which again makes sense with the age thing. But right now, he's not cheap. He's been valued as RB8, or he's being drafted as running back 8. And I think that's very fair. If Hunt... Something I was thinking about earlier, and something I noted in the article I just sent in, is Nick Chubb and J.K. Dobbins have this interesting aspect to them where we have no questions on the talent. It's there, but the workload can't increase. J.K. Dobbins, it's a Lamar Miller problem. Nick Chubb, it's a Kareem Hunt problem. But situations change, right? Both have a wider range of outcomes because we know the teams would be willing to give them bigger workloads, but they have these hindering effects. So they're overvalued in that sense, especially with Nick Chubb and Dynasty being slightly older, but they could very easily break that expectation. They're two of the more interesting picks this year for me. Just because they are limited, but situations change, and no one questions they could or that teams would want them to do it if the situation did change. And they make a really interesting values this year because of it. ETN goes behind all of those guys, by the way. Like, just because we think maybe James Robinson is still alive, and I think you should go one way or the other. If you don't agree with me on the draft capital thing or that Travis Etienne is good, just go buy all the James Robinson. If you do agree with me, then you should draft ETN where he's currently being drafted every single time. Like, that's just value. And me, I'm drafting ETN and holding all my James Robinson shares, but they're probably going to rot on my bench. Unless he gets traded. But again, he's not Kareem Hunt. He doesn't have that value. He doesn't have that hype in the league. Coaches don't look at James Robinson and think last year had something to do with him. And the Jaguar coaches literally demonstrated that for us. His own coaches in this draft were like, James Robinson's replaceable. I don't think he is, but we don't make any of the decisions. That's what NFL coaches think. And we just got to adjust for that. Talent matters less at running back. Even when we think we can highlight it, it matters less at running backs. And that does bleed over to the Darrel Henderon situation. Kind of opposite way. I didn't even notice that. Tried using your research against you. Okay, cool. Roasted the Jags. Okay. It's trying to dump Akers in Dynasty. What are you trying to get in return? Hard for me to tell you. One, I'm not a good trainer. Just hands down, if you're looking for trade advice, DLF has got so many people, including Dynasty Outhouse, the Trade Addict podcast. Zach Reed is in my DMs owning me right now about better trades I can make right now on Darrel Henderon than I could do in season. So they're probably right. But I can give you a rough value line, and that Cam Akers was literally valued yesterday at 2 first-round picks or above, because that's really what a running back as a first-round overall startup pick is worth. We're saying he's not worth Barkley and Akers in their prime, who are worth 3 first-round picks. But we think this is the breakout top 12 running back we all want, and we pretty much all agree. That's what his ADP was saying, which means he's worth at least 2 first. If I'm still selling for anything close to that, I would sell, because I think his value is going to drop increasingly as time goes by. How far would I go? Not far away from those 2 first-round picks, because I do think it will spike back up again. But I would be more inclined to do it because of the type of injury it is. But this is where I have to say, and I have to find out more about that to be sure. Would I sell for a single first right now? No. But if I hear from enough people who know about injuries better than me that this is devastating, he is unlikely to come back, yes, I would. And so I need to find out that as soon as possible, which is why I was in all my DM threads. Like, what? I think it's pretty devastating. I think you should be willing to sell for a first plus right now. But let's talk to someone who knows about that injury first before I say for sure. Remember, this happened a day. I didn't get the time to go ask and do my research on it. But that's where I'm at right now. Fortunately, I have 0 Cam Akers. I don't have to worry about it too much. If you do, go find a PT or a doctor you trust. And the question is, how likely is it? I can say, again, from that tweet, that history of it, it is pretty devastating. And so that would be what I would assume right now. If I can get a first plus, and I can't get more of anyone else in my league, I'm pretty likely to sell. But there will be an upswing at some point with workout videos, and his surgery is better. And it's Cam Akers. We love Cam Akers. So that's the best answer I have for you on that right now, I think. What's going yo. What why was I sent over to the general thread overhead? Dude. All right. Speaking of which, I now have to change everything about this. So Cam Akers is now projected for literally 0 games. Depth chart's going to change to 5, I guess. And Darrel Henderson's 1. I need to find some other running backs to put in this damn list, obviously. And we're going to need to make some new assumptions. Just clear out the old assumptions. Zero games. That should zero it out. I don't know. What have I messed up? Should stop fiddling with this damn model. Yeah, he's zeroing out. Okay. Zero games. I'm just going to do it manually then. So it's going to screw with everything. Zero attempts across the board. All right. Need no lab's depth chart. Also some music. I just realized I'm listening to nothing while I'm ranting at you. I would say counter with something added. Find a player that you like that's a wide receiver or a tight end or a deeper running back, or at least throw a second in there before you just accept a single first. I would try to push the value right now because, again, I feel like people will, and I could be wrong. Again, I'm not a great trader, especially not trade value guy. But I feel like since yesterday, everyone was excited about him. Literally yesterday, it might be easier to push for that extra value right now than it will be in a month or two. But maybe not. I mean, I could be very off. That's just where I'm at on it. Xavier Jones, Raymond Calise, Jason Funk. Nice. Yeah, Henderson should get a 50% opportunity share in this backfield. Let's see what player profile I think's of the depth to it. Calais, Raymond, and Xavier Jones in that order. Okay. Need some ID numbers. Comes from does that acronym means he's coming from Canada? Never played. Nice. I assume the Rams are going to make some moves here pretty soon. All right, we've got some ideas here. 7th round pick. I guess he's got the edge. Actually, I just looked up his ID, didn't I? So don't need to do that bit. I need a new keyboard, man. Where is that ID number? There it is. Player ID, team position. I mean, the process of adding people here a little easier now I think about it. Projected team volume. Where's projected volume? Predicted efficiency. There it is. Okay, so that should work now. Isn't that working? Oh, that's probably why. Right. I've got a hidden helper column around here somewhere, I think. That's interesting. Wow. Yeah, there you go. Sorry, I'm deep into the technicals here. There we go. I forgot I had an injury column where I could just remove him real easy. It reduces his efficiency, but not enough, apparently. Don't need to reduce that, that's why. Firing for the added volume, rushing touchdown wise, so we're gonna go a little higher than that. Now we're gonna have to add another player. Neat. Who is that other guy's name? Xavier Jones. All right. I think they're gonna run a little less as a result. So I'm okay with it. 3 rushing attempts less a game. Makes sense. But we'll adjust it down slightly. If they have no history, it's just giving them the average, which kind of sucks, but there you go. Mm-hmm. 15 less rushing yards a game than last year. 2.5 times less a game rushing attempts. His receiving workload is an interesting loss for Stafford, actually. Let's imagine, I don't know, how big's Calais? We're looking for the guy who might get rushing workload. Inside the red zone, specifically. 85 kilograms, 94. Xavier might get the heavier workload down there, actually. Teams being teams and all. Running back 20 so far. I have not done much but reasonable volume. I'm adjusting his volume down based on increased volume. Essentially, he can't be as efficient on lower volume. Shoot up a little bit. We don't need per game, no one cares. 961 rushing yards, 400 receiving yards, 5 rushing touchdowns, which I have to add somewhere, actually. Oh, no, I'm looking at someone else right now. 1,000 rushing yards, 7 rushing touchdowns. Yeah, I kind of want to give someone else a larger red zone workload just to highlight that. There we go. How high are those running backs? I already see some players I need to exaggerate here, but that's besides the point. Sorry, guys. I literally forgot I was meant to be talking to you. Popping in to say, hey, Taylor, I really appreciate it. Taylor, I need to get on your conditional format level. Yeah, I know. I got a lot of it. Sorry. Monday grind on a Tuesday. Hey, man, it literally says it on the title screen that can happen. Okay, I'm covered. Appreciate it. As in, you never stopped from yesterday. That's actually probably the way I should sell it. Yeah, I appreciate that. What is happening? Magic? Yes, this is all magic. This is... Settle down. Daddy's working. Settle down. Let me see. I need to build some of this into the projection model where I build it so basically it doesn't adjust volume down for efficiency down for volume up, for example. Stuff like that. I have Miles Gaskin way too high. It's one of the things I'm taking away here. She's gonna fix it real quick. I love Miles Gaskin. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, there it is. I was giving him like an 82% completion of catch rate. Boosting him a little too high there, Peter. I've got Henderson in this range, though. Running back 18 to 20. They seem really low until you start looking at the names above, and you're like, oh, yeah, I wouldn't push them above them. All right. For a first pass, I'm pretty happy with that, actually. I'm going to update the Google Sheet. About 1,000 yards, 7 touchdowns, rushing. Top 24 running back. Between 18 and 23, I'd be happy with, and he's right in there. He's a little low, but he's in there. That one. Dun, 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 dun. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. I've played around with conditional formatting way too much in my life. Now you say it, Taylor. Considering no one sees most of it because Google Sheets really... Oh, what the hell just happened there? Oh, just screwed it all up. All right. There it is. There we go. That's better. Update the team version. There we go. Gotta go tell patrons about it now. Go over there, microphone. Jesus. There you go. Man, people get all up in their feelings about this stuff, huh? We knew that was why that was a possibility. Like, chill. Okay, who we got? We got 3 people left in here. I don't know how you're sticking with it, but would you like to do it like this? We could do a fast draft on Underdog. I can set it up. Let me know. If I'm just going to be sitting here waiting for people to join up, I don't want it. But maybe I'll share the stream and see if anyone wants to do a fast draft. Sound fair? Otherwise, I want to go eat something, to be honest. I'll let the Discord know too, because there's an outside chance some of them might be free. We can see how high Darrel Henderon goes. That's the only thing I can think. I don't want to set it up and then no. It's going to have to be a $5 one, right? Because you can't do a fast draft $3 one. Yeah, it has to be $5. The $12, the $3 is always slow draft. So. Sorry, Connor. Yeah, that sucks. Again, no pressure. It's not like I desperately need to play more drafts. I just thought if anyone wants to do it or it'll be fun, I'm happy to let you take my money. That's kind of why I'm talking this way, P-Man. And like, if I can get 12 people in here or all say, yeah, let's go, I'll set it up. We'll post it. But I don't want us to have to sit around waiting. So I'm just seeing if there's any interest. I'll hang out, talk, listen to something. If Is there a YouTube video we could watch? We could do a live reaction. No idea. Outside of that, I'm gonna go eat dinner. Like I don't want to keep us hanging around wondering. I really wish I could check out my. Tell you what, I can do it on my app. I'm wondering what are the smart rich people call it? My exposure is. Oh, we can close this. See, you can do it on the phone app, but you can't do it here. Like, really? I have so many tabs open. That one. That one. I have no results for the NFL. That's disappointing, isn't it? You can't see exposure on there. Okay, I'm gonna go look here. It's really not built for the old PC, is it? It's a phone app. Actually, I can't look it up on here. It says processing. What does that mean? My ownership information is processing. My teams are so lit, they won't even show me. Hey. Oh, no, that's an all. I thought the puppy was back, but it's not. Can't even see. No, we're going to try and do a fast draft so we could do it now, here, together. But if we can't get 12 people willing to do it, I'll just start another 12-man slow draft. I'm going to be doing that anyway. Apparently, I'm addicted to that now, like Zach keeps pointing out earlier in the stream. So, yeah, I'll keep posting slow drafts. But I thought if anyone wanted to do a live draft to see what was happening with Henderson or where he went, we could do that. But at the same time, I don't want us all sitting around for an hour waiting for it to fill because I'd rather go eat dinner. So if we have the people to join, I'll set one up. If not, I mean, we can all figure out fast drafts with 12 strangers if we want. I mean, I can just sign up for one if you'd rather do that. But if I set up a private one so we all can join together, then we just have to sit here waiting for whoever to sign up. And that seems like it would suck. Oh, really? Okay. That makes sense, actually, Steve. Thank you. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, a lot of people just going to check how much Henderson they had and how much acres. Wow. Yeah, of course, especially with the puppy and the Best Ball Mania thing, there's some serious money involved over there. So, yeah, people are going to be rushing to find out. I think, I could be wrong, but I think, don't I have Henderson on my Scott Fishbowl team? Like, that's my big news. I could be wrong. Also got Javian Hawkins, so watch out. Miles Davis. That works. I took a shot at the Chargers backfield because I missed out on Eckler as well. Like, I don't know, Joshua Kelly isn't so bad. It's Eckler all the way, but still. I don't know how I got Tony Pollard. Like, everyone seems really much more excited about Tony Pollard than me. But anyway, sorry, I didn't mean to Scott Fishbowl it up. What we got here? We got 6 of us in here. I mean, if I set it up, we would literally be waiting, I don't know, a couple of hours till I could get people to sign up on Twitter. So I think a slow draft was just best at that point. I mean, I'll keep hanging out for a little while, see if it changes. I'm happy to post a fast draft, but it's one of the things. If you want to do a fast draft, you want to do it right then. Like the one we've got going, it's just sitting there. I mean, I tell you what, let's see if we can fill that one, actually. I have a fast $5 fast draft here. There are 2 people in it currently. I'll post it in the chat. This is a fast draft, right? Pretty sure. If you want to join it, then we'll have 12 people and we can just go from there. But if not, just keep checking your phone because, you don't want to miss when it does fill for a fast draft. But yeah, this is a slow draft, right? Yeah. It has like a little key somewhere that tells you what everything means. Where was that? Because apparently I still struggle to read them. But I'm pretty sure the little clock means slow draft. So the one I just posted is a fast draft. Yeah. Costs $5 to enter, but it's a fast draft. And if it doesn't fill, it doesn't fill. I'll try again next stream. And if you're in there currently, you can sit in there until it fills. By all means, just don't forget it's there, because I have done that. I have auto drafted a $5 team before now. I don't know how experts you are at drafting, by the way. Best balls specifically. I'm definitely not. Like, I'm not capping. I played best balls casually somewhat, and I know about Dynasty. That's basically it. But I'm developing a definite system, just again as I casually play. And I can tell you all about my rough strategy so far. Again, it's not written down. I haven't perfected anything, but it tends to be what I do a lot of the time. I'm just going to delete this pre-draft queue, sorry. And again, it's not complete and it's certainly not thorough. Like, I don't know exactly what I'm going to do in round 10, like Jared Larkey or whatever from Player Profiler, who's got his preferred system down to an art, it seems like. Codebreaker podcast, worth listening to if you don't. All right. And so first round, I'm looking for 2 things. I'm looking for top 5 running backs, like I'm going to bet on. Ones that I don't care if they get injured. I didn't want to not make those bets. For me, that's Christian McCaffrey and Saquon Barkley. And that, to me, is like a designation in my head. Running backs I don't want to miss on if they hit. It's kind of like a 0 or B holdover. Sometimes I'll put Jonathan Taylor in there because he's young and he's good, and that Colts offensive line is for real kind of logic. But despite liking Dalvin Cook, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara, Elliott, even Austin Eckler, and, from back when, Cam Akers, I'm not drafting them unless they fall. It's just not. So what I do from there is I look at the wide receiver list and I literally just on the fly decide who do I think is most likely to finish in the top 12 of the ones that are available. And that's how the next section of value turns up for me. Like, I got no questions. Diggs turns up in there. Calvin Ridley turns up in there. Devontae Adams is probably next. Justin Jefferson after that. Mike Thomas, AJ Brown, top 12. Tyreek Hill goes in there at that point. I mean, the list changes, obviously, because I'm doing it on the fly. But that's what I'm looking for. I'm looking for who has top 12 upside at wide receiver. In the first round, especially, I'm also looking to did Travis Kelce or George Kittle fall to me? And sometimes I'll make those bets. I don't think about quarterback until at least the third round. So that's what I do. I'm looking for those 2 running backs or whoever many you want to put in that tier. And then I go looking for top 12 wide receivers. When it dries up, or the next top 12 wide receiver, I think, is, he's not going for a couple rounds, then I switch to go check out to see where the tight end value is. Those top 5 tight ends is the next category. So is Darren Waller around? Mark Andrews, who I end up with a lot. Even Kyle Pitts, I think he's pretty likely to be a top 5. At that point, I consider is Patrick Mahomes or Lamar Jackson or Kyler Murray on the board, those potential quarterback ones. Your list will vary, but that's the next stage I'm looking for. We had 2 more people join, by the way, so we're waiting for 8. I don't know if we're going to get there. Let's see. So hopefully I've got multiple top 12 wide receivers. Maybe I've taken a shot at tight end or quarterback. And the running backs I really love, I've either taken or they've gone. I do glance back over at that point to see if any, top 12 running backs fell. Because this is, all of those pass up mostly in the first 3 rounds. So I go check if Dalvin Cook, Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott is still around. I really like Austin Eckler, so I put him in that conversation. Nick Chubb, very easily. Aaron Jones, Najee Harris. I think Clyde Edwards-Helaire has that potential. And so that next section is running backs with top 12 upside that I maybe a little bit overdrafted. Swift and Dobbins fill that category. Chris Carson, David Montgomery, Josh Jacobs, Travis Etienne, and Javonte Williams, which is why I end up with a lot of those sophomore running backs. That's probably about it for top 12 running backs. And so I just do this pivoting of always looking for a positional risk, then these boundaries of who is more likely to finish within these ranges. And I don't know, I can't tell you it's great. I haven't tested it on nothing. It's just, it works. It's making drafting fun, easy, breezy. I know what I'm doing. Not that I know what I'm doing, but I like where my teams end up. Those top 12 upside wide receivers tend to happen all at the same time. Like I like Kenny Golladay and Odell Beckham, and I like Courtland Sutton. These, they're not top 12, but they have that potential. That's why I'm ending up with a lot of Juju Smith-Schuster and Will Fuller. And then by then, depends what your team looks like, but I skip back over to those those deep side running backs, as you saw in some of those picks I was making earlier. Did James Robinson fall? Michael Carter, Zach Moss, James Robinson, Tony Pollard, Melvin Gordon. Darrell Henderson's going to go, a lot higher than that now, I imagine. Darrington Evans, Giovanni Bernard, Philip Lindsay. So I just, go looking for my guys in that type of range. Then, again, I flip back to wide receiver, see if any fell. If Marcus Brown, Jalen Reagor, even Jacoby Myers is still on the board. There's a lot of upside and floor with those kind of wide receivers, depending on how my team looks. All the time interspersing it with wide receivers who might finish in the top 5, but really top 12 streamable guys like Logan Thomas, Evan Ingram. That's why I'm ending up with a lot of him, because I'm getting them in that range, because that's literally where his ADP is. I might forward for a Hunter Henry if it gets real late, or Cole Kmet, Austin Hooper. Anyway, that's the way I'm thinking about it. I've got these categories, and I just work through the positional risk. And then I ask myself, who's most likely to finish? We're looking for top 5 now, looking for top 12 upside at this position. The next spot. Anyway, I don't know if that even makes sense to you all, but it's been making drafts a breeze. Or I feel like they're making drafts a breeze, or I have given away all my money. It's one of it. 7 people. We had one more person sign up. I know we're going to get there, guys. I got to go take the dogs for a walk. I got to eat my dinner. I'm out of coffee right now. Like, I'm out here suffering for y'all. It's fine. Again, if you just want to draft, I'm posting slow drafts fairly regularly. And again, just so you know, like when you sign up for my drafts this way, they seem to give me like $3, and then I set up another draft. They add like $3 to my bank account or my balance every time I fill a league or something. So just so you know, like I'm not profiting. I didn't know they did that, but that's why I've been able to post them so regularly because we fill them up and then I can post another one. We fill them up and I can post another one. I mean, as long as they're letting us set up drafts for free because we sign up together, then we may as well bet $3, I guess. It's not a sponsorship. I just think that's what happens. If anyone fills a draft, they get a little bit added to their balance. So it's made posting them regularly fairly easy, which I think is pretty cool for us. Not interested in Wild Thing, really. What's a song I found yesterday and added to this playlist? You don't know, but I'm asking just so I'm not silent while I look. But there's a really cool like Beast song on the Ballad of Ricky Bobby that I was watching yesterday. I know, silly, but there is. And so I was trying to add it to my playlist. It looks like it didn't add. I have to go look at that. And some pretty cool songs, I thought. Well, Click Click Boom's a good song, but that's not what I was thinking about. I think it was this one. It's a heavy metal song, which isn't always my jam, but I like some of them. Okay, 7 people. It looks like we're not filling it this time again. We'll just have to sit here and wait so we can fill up a fast draft next stream, I guess. I'm here just to give you my money. Well, I'm giving you my money right back, Bob. So come take it, man. It looks like the fast drafts are just, it's not going to fill up this week, but I think if we keep trying it every week, eventually there'll be 12 people in there and we'll get to do a fast draft on stream instead of just doing slow drafts all week. That's my plan right now. I have an open slow draft with 8 right now. Yeah, I probably do. If anyone wants to sign up for a slow draft, because we're probably not going to fill this fast draft, I will post that link right now too. It's in the comments or whatever. I'll post it on Twitter as well again, but every time a slow draft fills up, I just start another. So they are fun. I don't know what day. It is a slow draft $3, right? Oh no, it's a 10 team. I didn't even know they had this. No, it's 12 team, $3. I don't know. What's the best way of answering that? Was Ertz good or just the only dog in town? I mean, was Robbie Anderson and Jameson Crowder the only dogs in town? New York Jets, yes, but before they were there, no one did it. I mean, it's a balance. You know what I mean? You've got to be good, but you could be not as good as other players and still get there. Take a look at his career. Don't need rushing stats. I don't think this was a song they were thinking of, by the way. AV, that's yards per snap. Okay. What do good tight ends look like? Multiple top 5 seasons? Yeah, not too many of those. All right, guys. This song sucks. You could have told me. Which draft is this? A slow draft? Yeah, it's a slow draft. It filled. Nice. I've got the 12th pick. Nice. That's actually the first time I've drafted low in a while. Christian McCaffrey, Dalvin Cook, Saquon Barkley, Derrick Henry, Alvin Kamara. Still no Darrel Henderon. That's the big news. The fast draft still only has 5 people in it. We're waiting for 7 more. Sorry, those of you in here who'd like to do a fast draft live. Me too. I think it would be cool. I think the plan is just sit in there, and next Monday or Tuesday when I do a live stream, I'll post it again, and hopefully we'll just keep catching a few people, and eventually we'll be able to do a live draft on stream with you all. I would like to be able to talk or trash talk as we go too. So, I don't believe. No, it's not Superflex. I don't think I've signed up for any Superflex drafts. It's just standard. Let me take a look, though. I'm on the clock in a few. The slow draft should just be standard. What does this? Private draft. Yeah, it's just best ball standard. I'm on the clock in these two, though, so let's try and finish that off. And this one, I've gone Stefan Diggs, Nick Chubb, and now I'm back on the clock. I think I auto-drafted that one. But whatever, I love Nick Chubb. Let's see who we got left. So my favorite running backs are gone, so I default to are the top 12 wide receivers laying around, and there are. Terry McLaurin and Allen Robinson are still here. The other top 12 guys are like a little further down, so I don't have to consider them yet. George Kittle has fallen to me. That's a hell of a fall in the 3rd round. I don't mind that. I'm not really ready to consider top 12 running backs yet. Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, and Kyler Murray are all still here, but I'm not taking them 3rd round. I start considering them in the 5th, which means I default over to my top 12 wide receivers, and I really think Terry could finish there, so I'm going to take Terry McLaurin. All right, next draft. On the clock, 10 hours left. Travis Kelce and Calvin Ridley has been my start. I'm drafting at the 10 spot here. So I've managed to snag Kelce late first, which I like. I think George Kittle in the 3rd is a value here, but whatever. All right, so yeah, definitely none of my favorite running backs survived. So I'm back to who are the top 12 wide receivers left. I don't know Amari Cooper or Mike Evans are top 12 yet. I think Lockett, Cup. Not Higgins, Golladay, Odell. Top 12. So Juju Smith-Schuster's way low, and so's Fuller. Which means that I don't have to take a wide receiver right now. What did I say my team was so far? Ridley and Kelce. Pitts is here, so's Andrews. They're difference makers. Jackson, Kyler Murray. Wow. Looks like running backs might have been the one that have fallen in this one. I don't have a lot of Swift, or I haven't drafted him a lot on underdog. Etienne and Jamal Williams are still there, but I think they make it back to me next pick if I want them. What the hell is this music? I really thought... I mean, I like some heavy metal, but not a lot. You know what I mean? Gotta be in the mood. There's Locket, there's Cup, and Galladay, which obviously I think they have top 12 upside. It's a difficult one. Drafting at the end's different, huh? Ugh, God, hush. Oh, yeah, this is the one. Space Lord by David Wydorf. I like it. All right, it's a trickier pick than I've been faced with so far. I think Swift in the third round is a strong steal. All right, I'm going to take Swift, otherwise I'll probably never end up with him. Iceland, mother. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Funny people. Mm-hmm. All right, guys. I think that I'm done waiting. Again, we got Sean, Philly Cheese, Bob Gilchrist, no less than Bob Gilchrist. We've got Nonsense Steve. Appreciate you, Nonsense Steve. And we'll wait for 7 more people. I'll post it again when we come live next Monday, Tuesday, whichever day I end up doing. And yeah, hopefully we'll fill it then. If not, we got the week after, and we'll finally get to do a fast draft together. I appreciate you signing up, by the way, all of you, especially you, Bob. Rare to see you around here. Appreciate it. It's always single quarterback, no tight end premium or anything. I think it's half point PPR, by the way. Other than that, standard roster. I'm trying to shout over music you can't hear. All right, I'm going to get out of here. I think I'm going to get out of here. I want to go walk my dogs, which is not a euphemism, and stuff like that. So really appreciate you checking it out. Another Monday grind on a Tuesday, because that's how we roll. And I'll see you again next week. Check out the YouTube video of the podcast, or whatever other YouTube video I make this week, obviously. And thanks. Good luck. I guess good thoughts and vibes out to Cam Akers. That'll be what I end on. The injury is horrific, but I really hope he's the first one to make it back. I really do. So yeah, thanks again, and I'll talk to you again next Monday or Tuesday, one or the other.